Recent research has established that many of the differences in labor markets between men and women, men being more often promoted, getting higher paid jobs, nicer jobs, better jobs, might not only be due to these kind of traditional explanations like discrimination, problems in combining family and career for women, for instance, but might be related to a difference in men and women in their competitiveness. You know, on labor markets you have to compete to get upwards, so that means you have to like these kind of situations, you have to expose yourself to these kinds of situations. And if men like these situations better than women do, so that might explain parts of their greater success on labor markets. Now the question that we tried to answer in a recent study is, where does it come from? Is there any age period in your life of a human development where this difference is just not there and later on it emerges, or where does it come from? Is it always there or not? So we started a big project with more than 1,000 children in the western part of Austria, aged 3 to 18 years. And we started first with a simple addition task for 9 to 18-year-olds, and basically could confirm the earlier results for adults. So boys are more likely than women to enter a competition, even controlling for quality of their performance, risk attitudes and stuff like that. So therefore we said, okay, we have to go earlier. We have to see whether there is any age where we find no difference in this respect. And then we said, now look, a suitable task would be, let's do it with 3 to 8-year-olds where they have to run a particular distance of 30 meters in their gym or outside. So the task was in 2 parts. The first part was basically run as fast as possible. The faster you run, the more points you can earn, which can be traded for pencils, stickers, sweets, whatever. And after this part, the children were given the choice. Now look, we repeat this task, and there are 2 options for you. You can do it again alone, earn points the quicker you are, or you can do it competing against another child, and if you win then the race against the other child, you get twice the amount of rewards that you could get if you do it alone. If you lose, you don't get anything. So that was the rules. And we know that these children are equally fast, although kindergarten teachers were doubting it, and they said, no, that's an unfair task. But sports scientists confirm differences in speed set in at the age of puberty, 10 or later, not before, 10 years or later. So what we did, we let them run and recorded, of course, their willingness to compete, and what we found is remarkable. Already with the 3-year-olds, there is a clear difference. Boys, even though they are not quicker than the girls, like competition much more often. So it's a difference of about 20 percentage points. Boys going into competition much more often than girls. And this is a difference that is basically constant from 3 to 8-year-olds for all the age cohorts that we have in this period. So this is a remarkable result, because it tells us now actually that what has been established for adults is equally valid for 3 to 18-year-olds in a large sample of Austrian children. So the question is now, this could be, of course, could have long-term consequences for labor markets later on, but where does it come from? That's the open question, and our results basically lend interpretation to 2 strands of explanation. First one is, it's genetical. Well, genetically determined in the sense your genes determine whether you like competition or not. This could be, in principle, yes, but there is at least one argument and one recent evidence that doubts whether this is the right track to pursue, because Swedish evidence for 10-year-old girls and boys tells us there is no difference there, and the authors of the Swedish study basically say, now look, the Swedish society is very egalitarian, it's very career-friendly also for women, so therefore there might simply be this kind of perception in the society that boys are equal than girls, and so there is no reason why to differ in this particular task. This is clearly not the case in German-speaking countries. So anyhow, the second explanation then would be it could have to do with early on education, kind of stereotypes that parents use when they bring up their girls or boys, in a sense that boys are expected to compete perhaps, while girls are expected to be friendly, take themselves back, give others more, and so on. So this could be the second explanation. And in fact, this is something which future research should really have a look at, because it's so important. Because the main problem on the labor market in disadvantaging women is that we basically lose the best qualified women for our society if they don't like to enter these kind of competitive situations. And this is something which should be changed, clearly. So now for policy, the implication is we need more evidence on where does it come from and what could we do about it. And this is clearly something which should be done in the future.